What's good? Today is Tuesday, April 21st. It's about 4 p.m. We're going to hop right into it. Today's quote is Sometimes you must go to war with yourself to fix yourself by the great David Goggins. So, when I first heard this, I thought to myself, what exactly is go to war with yourself? Like, what exactly does that mean slash look like? And after thinking, I felt like going to war with yourself is almost, I guess you could relate it back to Christianity. You definitely can, but it's almost like denying yourself what you want in order to do the things that you're supposed to do in order to be better, or I guess in order to fix yourself in terms of that quote. So, denying yourself the pleasures that you want and the things that you want to do, forcing yourself to change, whatever that change may be, in order to fix yourself and to be better. And that's almost, I said I could relate it to Christianity because it does remind me of the concept of one, dying to our flesh, but also denying ourselves and picking up that cross each and every day. You know, the whole point is to deny yourself every day and pick up your cross each and every day and live your life according to Christ. And I could kind of see that in what David Goggins said. And it's hard, especially when you down bad and you have to quote unquote fix yourself. And everybody has problems. Like everybody has things that they can be doing better. Like you know what you can be doing better and you just choose not to fix it. And I think the problem with that is, and it's hard, like I'm in this as well, but typically we don't go to war with ourselves to fix ourselves until we are at rock bottom, until we have no choice but to go to war because our life is that bad. A lot of people have many things in their lives now that they can fix. And you can kind of go to war, or maybe honestly, if it's not as in depth as a war, but you go into a battle, you could say, to fix yourself or to fix this one part of yourself. But because majority of your life is operating pretty well, like everything else is fine. Like, yeah, I got this one problem, but this is good, this is good, this is this is satisfactory. Because of that, you refuse to kind of go into battle with yourself in order to take care of that problem. But I look at a war as a whole bunch of different battles. And I even believe once you're going to war with yourself, you're going to lose a couple battles. Like, you might slip up here and there, you might fall here and there, you might just hit a point where you're so freaking frustrated and you lash out. Like, you want to lose a couple battles, but the whole point is you win the war. You win enough battles in order to win the war, so that the battles that you did lose along the way really don't mean much. But nowadays, we wait for these battles to add up. We wait for these battles to add up until we hit a point where we have to fix ourselves. But fixing ourselves is now not just a problem that's maybe one minuscule thing that you got to fix. But now fixing yourself is fixing a whole bunch of things because you're at rock bottom and you now hate your life. So now you have to go to war with yourself. You have to discipline yourself. You have to do the things that you put off. You have to do the things that you really don't want to do in order to get yourself back in order to get your life to be back on track. And sometimes, honestly, like stuff like that happens. Also, sometimes you might got to go to war because you hit rock bottom on some, I guess you could say accidentally. I mean, it makes me think of Steve Harvey. He got like 2 divorces and lost everything twice. Like, and that's the case. It's like, dang, you kind of lost everything, not necessarily by your own doing. And yes, it could be by his own doing and his relationships, yada, yada, yada. I don't know his business. But it could be something so big and out of the, I guess you could say out of the ordinary to where, damn, like you got no choice. Like you now sitting there at rock bottom. But I feel like a lot of people, that is not the case, you know? Where you lose everything all at once, typically that's just not the case for people. I think there are warning signs in everybody's lives. And the thing that they're putting off just keeps on growing and growing and growing and growing until it hits to a point where it almost consumes you alive and it ruins your life to a certain extent. Because I think the term fix yourself means there is something inevitably wrong with you. And I also believe that means there's something inevitably wrong with the way you're living. And if you have to fix yourself, it means that how you're currently living is causing you some type of suffering and or great discomfort that you need to fix. And I think go to war with yourself is intense because it means whatever's going on within you is so greatly ingrained and is deeming you so much suffering that you almost have to apply a different type of suffering in order to get out. And that's what I think of going to war. And that happens in life. And it sucks. And I guess to a certain extent, maybe you can fix yourself along the way, as in when a battle does pop up, you fix said battle and you fix said problem to where you don't necessarily have to go to war all at once and be at war for months, where you can be in the battle for a week or two, but now you have fixed yourself or fixed that problem instead of it festering in other parts. But as humans, as people, including myself, typically we don't fix the problems along the way. We let it continue to pile up and pile up until we have to now go to war with yourself. But the good thing about going to war with yourself is, one, at the end of the day, you still fix it. And then also, if you're smart enough, you're going to learn a lot of things while going to war with yourself. You're probably going to realize you are a lot stronger than you thought you were, both physically and mentally. You're probably going to realize that you could actually push yourself harder. You're probably going to learn different skills that can now help you moving forward. And if you are smart enough, you could go to war with yourself once or twice throughout your life, or maybe it'll happen multiple times. But regardless, you're going to learn a whole bunch of things to where you don't necessarily have to go to war again. Or if you do go to war, it's not about the same thing, because you done learned so much through the first war that you have now fixed yourself in this portion of your life. But it is true, sometimes as a person, or as me speaking as a young man, you gonna have to buckle up and go through the lonely season, go through monk mode, go to a portion of your life where it is just you, and you have a bunch of things that you are doing wrong that you want to fix. And you have to go to battle by yourself. You have to go to war by yourself. You have to buckle up, and you're going to have to go through hard times. You're going to have to work long hours and long nights. You're going to have to discipline yourself. You're not going to be able to do the things that you once did, whatever that may be that used to bring you pleasure. And for a lot of young men, for a lot of people in general, it's sex and it's drugs and it's honestly dopamine. And by dopamine, I mean staying up and playing video games all night. I mean constantly watching YouTube video after YouTube video, laying in bed and scrolling. You don't have to cut a lot of that out, and in the short term it's going to bring you great pain because you have yet to do something like that. But in the long term, when you win the war and your life is better and your life is fixed, quote unquote, you are going to be happy that you went through that, and you're going to have learned so much from it. So don't be afraid to go to war with yourself if that is what's needed in order to fix your life. Don't be afraid. And along that path of you going to war, you might lose a couple battles, but it's okay as long as you get up and you keep on fighting, because eventually you will win the war, eventually you'll be fixed, and eventually your life will be better. So that's all I have to say for today. Yep, this day is pretty much over for me. Well, I guess that's cap. It's not pretty much over for me. I'm finishing up some laundry. I would like to practice some guitar. I already did some reading. Got a haircut. As you can see, I'm not as scruffy as my past couple videos, so that's a fantastic thing. But other than that, I'm really just going to chill for the rest of the day. I got work tomorrow, 6 a.m., so really going to get myself in order, make sure my clothes is pretty much out so I could just wake up, get dressed, and keep on pushing. But thank y'all for watching. I appreciate you guys taking the time out your day to watch. Brody, I love you. Keep your head up. Keep on pushing. Don't ever stop, man. Don't be afraid to go to war with yourself if needed. And I'll catch you later. Peace.